Everyone, welcome to the Little Shopper Shop webinar, 3 fun and safe ways to run your shop. Thanks for logging in, and we're going to get started in just a little bit. So when we get to 11 o'clock, which is soon, we're going to start right up. So hang tight, and thanks for stopping in today. All right, everyone. I can see people are continuing to log in here, but we are now at the 11:01 hour, so we're going to get started. Thank you very much for joining us here today for the Little Shopper Shop webinar, 3 fun and safe ways to run your shop. Just who's in the room here with me today? My name is Kurt Kohler, and I'm the owner of Gifts and Things, and I'm sitting here with...
Hi, everybody. My name is Ben. I am Kurt's brother-in-law, and I help out here as well.
And I'm Steve Rainford. Kurt and I have been working together for about 25, 30 years on fundraising and holiday shops.
So the Little Shopper Shop is very much a family business. Just to give you a quick background, the company was started in 1976 by my parents. My parents started in the holiday shop business. So it's not something we just got into in the last 5 or 10 years, but something that's been very near and dear to our hearts for all these years. I purchased the company with my wife in 1996, and Steve joined basically at that time as well and has been here at my side the whole time. Steve is my brother-in-law, and Ben joined us over 10 years ago, my other brother-in-law. So even though we've grown a lot, we work with thousands of schools across the country. We are large in size and volume of what we're doing, but we still run it very much like a family business, and everything really does just come down to taking care of you, the customer, and the school organization.
Thanks, Kurt. Why the Little Shopper Shop? Well, we like to break it down in three reasons why, and we'll keep it very simple for you. First and foremost, number one, it's all about the quality of gifts. We work very closely with our suppliers, developing gifts specifically for our holiday shop. Our goal is to turn what we would all consider, not expensive, inexpensive merchandise into truly a nice gift that a child will be very happy to give a loved one. We are really known for having the best merchandise in our industry. Many of our items are personalized, saying mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. We have aunt and uncle items for blended families, as well as items for our pets. So obviously, it all starts with the gifts. Secondly, as time has gone on, we've become a leader in the technology sector of our industry. We offer all of our groups personalized website where they can see what's going on in their sale 24/7. They have the ability to see starting inventories, tracking information, place reorders, self-invoice. It's really all at their fingertips. For the groups running a traditional sale this year, we've had an app for easy checkout that corresponds to our profit programs. Kurt could probably pull that up, I think. Maybe. But anyway, the app it works on smartphones. It's very simple to use. It corresponds to the coding on our merchandise and makes the checkout process very easy. That's typically, over the years, has been one of the bottlenecks of the program, where kids, take the full 20 minutes, half hour to make up. The volunteers have to check them out. So the app helps speed up that process. Something that we created 4 or 5 years ago is gift certificates. The families love them. They've become very, very popular. As we all know, today's society is a cashless one. My wife never carries cash on her anymore. And number two, many families and parents just aren't comfortable sending cash into the school, with the smaller children. So they can buy a gift certificate here, and once it comes to the school, it does become cash. You can also, if the families are struggling during the holidays, they can email a relative, and a relative can support the child. So it's a nice, convenient way for the families to shop. And then finally, we do everything to make your job easy. We are fully aware that you are all volunteers trying to make your school a better place. If our program doesn't run effortlessly, you just will not be happy. So we start with, sending everything you need to the school to advertise your sale. We call it our Chairperson Get Started Kit. It's parent letters, budget envelope, posters. They show up about 3 or 4 weeks before your sale starts. And then when the merchandise shows up in a traditional sale, it's there approximately a week before the sale starts. The merchandise shows up very organized, inventory sheets in every box with pictures on them, so it makes it easy to set up easy. Full color 10 cards which are priced for you on the profit you've chosen. We have posters. We have an easy profit structure, 0, 10, or 20. All this stuff is very, very thought out, laid out to make your sale experience very, very smooth and simple. Kurt's got a picture up there of some of the marketing materials, the parent letters, the posters. He's got the 10 cards right here. 10 cards. We have a how-to manual. Everything is there to make your life easy. I mean,
just to note, Steve, the 10 cards when they arrive, most schools, we have 3 different profit structures. We have 0% profit for schools that truly want to run a service program, 10% profit, 20% profit, and the 10 cards will arrive at that markup based on whatever you select. So again, it makes setup such a breeze.
Thanks, Kurt. So as you see, I'm breaking this down into 3 steps for you. The quality gifts, the technology, and then just everything we can do to make your life easy is really the essence of our Holiday Shop program. I'm going to turn this over now to Kurt, and he's going to get more into what I would, or turn it over to Ben, I'm sorry, to what we would consider, 2020 COVID and the different options we have to make your shop easy.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt, Steve. Thanks. This year has definitely presented some challenges that all of us aren't used to having to make, or decisions we're not used to having to make. So one of the biggest things you hear today is how are schools handling their response to COVID. One thing we know is that our students are currently experiencing school in a very different way than they ever have in the past. What we're trying to do here is we're trying to stress to our schools that, whatever way they've decided to send their schools back, whether, their students are going back full time, whether they're going back in a more of a hybrid type of situation, or even if they're going back in a fully, virtual type of environment, we're super flexible. We're here to help whatever we can do to, to make their lives easier, to make their fundraising and holiday shop programs more successful. That's what we're here to do. So this year we've really tried to think outside the box. How can we best service these schools when they're facing, some of these challenges like most of our schools are? So what we've rolled out this year is 3 different holiday shop options for our groups to work with. The first one is really what kind of Steve covered in detail, is our traditional shop. This is our in-person, in-school holiday shop. You know, chairperson kits are going to go home, parent letters are going to go home, hallway posters, budget envelopes, everything the groups need to promote their sale. Merchandise is going to get shipped into the school. We're going to send them a complete holiday shop package. The shops are going to get set up in the school. The students are going to walk through the shop, select gifts, make purchases. Most of our groups are going to run 3 to 5 days during November or December. With this option, you have the option of what type of profit you'd like to choose. Most of our groups will choose a 0, 10, or a 20% profit on their sales. So that's our tried and true holiday shop that many of you on the call here today have run in your schools in the past. The second option that we're offering this year is our Touchless Shop. The Touchless Shop and the traditional shop are very similar in, you know, a number of facets. We're still going to ship merchandise into the school. The shops are still going to get set up in the school where the children have the option to do a touchless type of preview of the sale. If the school is not comfortable doing a touchless type of preview of the sale, we can also provide the school with a link where they can view the items right online, so they can view the items from the safety of their classrooms. The difference here is that the students are all going to have their own order forms. On those order forms, they're going to make a selection of what gifts they would like to purchase. Those order forms are then going to get turned into the volunteers at your school. Those volunteers are then going to pick, pack those items up individually per student, and then those gifts are going to arrive safely back at the student's classroom. This is a great option for the schools who still want to have the same type of holiday shop feel, but aren't quite sure what the best method is and if they're safe, you know, with the kids all congregating together.
Yeah, I mean, it's really for those schools where the principal says, we're here, the kids can walk down, they can view the gifts, but we don't want all the kids picking up all the, you know, slime or squish balls or whatever. So the child's going to walk by with the order form that we provide. They're going to mark the items on that order form. And then at the end, they're just going to check out with the volunteer. They could pay with cash, or even if they go to that website with their parent even the night before and know what they're going to select, they could buy a gift certificate as well and turn that in, so there's no exchange of cash.
Absolutely.
Then as they leave, then the volunteers will just walk down real quick with those order forms and a t-shirt bag and just throw those 5, 6 items into a bag and deliver them to the classroom. But then that way the kids aren't touching all the merchandise. So it's a great alternative where the kids are actually in school in some sort of hybrid fashion, even if they're in 2 or 3 days a week, but they don't want to do a full-blown holiday shop per se.
Absolutely. You know, it's just it's our effort to make sure that we're trying to be as flexible as possible and, you know, give you guys as volunteers all the options that you need in order to, you know, to help your students have the ability to have a holiday shop. And then our last option that we're offering this year has become very popular as well. It's our virtual holiday shop, where we're going to supply your schools with websites where your students can shop 100% online. All those items are going to get shipped directly to the students' homes. One thing that we're asking our groups to do with these virtual holiday shops is to run in the month of November to make sure that we can get all the gifts to the students' homes in plenty of time for the Christmas holiday. I'm going to let Kurt go into a little bit more of the ins and outs and the nitty-gritty of the virtual holiday shop, because right now we feel that that's where we're getting a lot of our questions. So we want to make sure we go into that in great detail.
Sure. Thanks, Ben. And of course, the virtual holiday shop is something that's new and most schools have never done before. So basically, we added this additional page to our website, which goes through and answers all the questions you'd want to know about your virtual holiday shop. So starting with volunteers needed. Literally, you only need one volunteer, and all they have to do is send out emails, post to social media. We're providing you with digital parent letters. We're providing you with those social media icons. We have them already created. So in the chairperson portal, which you'll be able to log into, just like you did if you've run a program with us in the past, you'll be able to go in there and grab the parent letter, grab the social media icons, everything's set up pretty much on a tee for you, so to say, so that you really just need to then get the message out to your families. Literally, it'll be the easiest holiday shop that you've ever run. I mean, it's not an exaggeration. Quality gifts, same quality gifts that we've built our reputation on. Here is our virtual our virtual holiday shop. It's myholidayshop.org. In here, though, what you're going to do is you will find we've broken it out just like our budget envelope to make it very simple and easy for a child. So they would click on mom if they're looking to shop for mom. And you're going to find approximately over 200 items on the site. So you have twice as many selections as you would in a traditional shop, but what you're going to find is they all, again, are personalized or for a child, having all the different categories covered, as well as generic items that don't say mom if someone's a stepmom, anything like that. So you've got your gifts for your mom. You could go in, a child could go in and say, oh, I've got a sister. They could go in here and they could shop for the children's items. Again, making it very simple and easy for a child to navigate the different items. And again, we use these little radio buttons. So if they want to shop for a grandfather, again, they'd come here. They're going to see all the grandpa items that they could want, as well as, like, again, world's greatest. You know, a generic type items, a male generic items will be included in this category as well. So it's very, very simple to navigate. 85% of these items are under $5. Your school is going to make 10% profit. So basically, you're going to make 10%, which is basically the most popular profit category that we have in our holiday shop. Like we said, in a traditional, you can select 0, 10, or 20. With the virtual, all schools will receive 10% profit back on all sales with absolutely no minimum sale required. So that's another thing people have asked, well, what if I only have, 25 families that participate? It's not a problem. There is no minimum sale requirement and 10% profit back. Families, obviously, like I'm showing you, can shop and pay for gifts online. The other thing to note here, it's a very robust system. They can change to Spanish just like that. The shopping cart, all the descriptions of everything on the site are translated into Spanish. So it's very, very nice to have both English and Spanish available in the site. And then the other thing, 91% of people will abandon a website if they don't feel that it's secure, it's professional, and one of the top reasons people bounce out of a website is if they don't find easy ways to pay and check out. What you'll find here on our website as well is there's 13 different options for families to pay, from PayPal to Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay, Amex, MasterCard, Visa, Vimeo, literally any way. So there's not only just MasterCard and Visa, but all of those accelerated options where if you have an Amazon or Apple account or Google Pay account or PayPal account, you can just kind of click right through. It makes checkout nice and simple. Electronic gift cards. Just like we have gift certificates in our traditional holiday shop, we have e-gift cards, which is a great option for families if they would like to ask or share with family and friends and ask them to sponsor their child. So they can go on here, they can send an email, they can just simply click here. It'll pop up an email address pre-populated. They can then adjust it to add their own personal message to it and send this link to a grandparent, for example. The grandparent will click on the link that will bring them right back to here. They purchase any gift certificate they like, starting at $10, and then they'll get the an email or a text, depending on if they put in a phone number or an email address, and they can send it back to the family so that it can then be in the checkout. When they buy an item, they can redeem the gift card. So again, we still have that same functionality and option for families to do there. Orders will all ship directly to the family's home. There's free shipping on all orders, $35 or more. Flat shipping of $6.95 on all orders under $35. In the spring, when we did virtual Mother's Day and Father's Day shops, orders averaged $40 to $45. So families were shopping for all their children. If they have 2 kids in their family or 3 kids, even if they have a child in middle school or preschooler, they were including them in there. And what we found was over 80% of all the orders were hitting that minimum order threshold. So they'd go through here, they'd add different items to the cart. It also tells them how close they are. with free shipping. They can check out here when they go through the checkout process. Second here as I move this down. They would then, they have the express checkout options, like I mentioned earlier. They put in their contact information. If they got a gift card from a family member, they enter the gift card there. Again, the site is very robust and simple for families to follow on. So we have all that covered in there. Regarding shop dates, what we're basically asking there is that all shops run during the month of November. A standard shop, like Steve had mentioned, runs 3 to 5 days. With a virtual holiday shop, we're thinking that approximately 2 weeks is what we would suggest to leave, to put a message out to your families. And again, we'll write that parent letter based on the dates you give us, so it'll all be done for you. Ending all the sales on Cyber Monday, which is November 30th. Again, if you think about it, we're now not dealing with thousands of schools. We potentially could be dealing with 100,000 individual orders. And it doesn't matter if you're working with a company of our size or a company that's used to handling 50 schools, and now they're going to deal with 5,000 orders. The main problem that I foresee is if we let the orders roll past December 6th, which is what we're using as our guaranteed delivery. So we're asking you to end it on Cyber Monday, but the store will still be open for you to, that if a family member still wanted to buy an item, we're going to guarantee that every item will arrive by Christmas if it's paced by December 6th. Once after December 6th, what we're scared of is UPS and Postal. They start dropping their guarantees on their shipping, and we don't want to be responsible for that. As well, on this site here, everything that I'm really discussing is covered here for them, so the family members will see all that. If they have any questions, it's all covered on the site as well. Our product guarantee, it's no different than it is on our standard holiday shop. Every item, for whatever reason, if they're not completely satisfied, they can return the item. We'll refund it, we'll replace it, we'll exchange it if it's damaged. The dad coffee mug broke on the way, we'll send them a new one free of charge. If they just want a refund, we'll send them a refund. Customer's always right, always has been, always will be. No different with the holiday shop. So making that nice, simple process.
Hey, and Kurt, real quick, just to interrupt, our product guarantee, we worked really hard to make sure that the gifts that we selected for our virtual holiday shop were the same look, feel, quality, that if you worked with us in the past in a traditional format, it's the same look and feel that your students have come to expect over the years. So rest assured that not only are you going to be happy with the service that you receive, but the quality of merchandise is going to stay the same as, it's always been with us.
Yep. So again, keep in mind one thing. If your school is in a hybrid format where the kids are in school 2 or 3 days a week, and say out of your school of 500, 300 or 400 kids are in the classroom, and you have another 100 or 200 at home, you can actually run a traditional or touchless and combine it with the virtual. So if you have, 2/3 of your students that are still sitting there coming to school, and you want to offer them the traditional program, great, run the traditional or the touchless program. At the same time, if you have, 1/3 of the kids that are virtual, well, they don't have to be left out either. They can participate simply by, you will set up the virtual site for them as well. The one thing that I forgot to mention, and it's like, how do you get credit? This URL, myholidayshop.org, is basically going to be set up for your school with a /1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the URL that's going to be printed on the parent letter. That's the URL that's going to be printed, that's going to be on your virtual parent letter. That's the URL that you will provide in the social media posts. And when they go to myholidayshop.org, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever your school code happens to be, at the top of the page, it's going to show, thank you for supporting Lincoln Elementary, so that the families will know that they are at the right site, they're supporting your school, and I think that's pretty much everything. Again, if you have any questions, type it in the chat. The whole thing here is we always try to keep these under 30 minutes. So is there anything that I didn't cover, guys, that I know I talked a lot.
No, Kurt, I think you've covered just about everything. And what you guys hopefully can really see here is the little shopper shop. We are truly, invested into the holiday shop program, whether you're running a traditional program, a touchless program, or this year, a lot of you guys are going to be out there running the virtual program. But no matter what you're running, we understand that you're all volunteers. We're going to make these programs very, very easy and successful for you.
Yeah, I mean, and again, trying to keep this as simple as possible. We have the gifts for, like I had mentioned, which is basically every category that is typically on our budget envelope. And then we have ideas for. And basically what this is, ideas for is really no different than how you'd set up your standard holiday shop, which is a table of, say, the female items, the male items, and the kids items. So again, if they want to click on ideas for and they want to see the ideas for mom, grandmas, and aunts, there's basically about 100 items here because we're still adding items to the shop as well. Everything, again, is laid out by price point, low to high, so that the families know they can come on here and keep the budget real low. They don't have to scroll to the next page if they don't choose to. And then the last thing under ideas for is we have mom, dad, kids, and then literally if they want to view all the gifts, here's where you will find literally every item at every price point if they want to scroll by that way. So again, we tried to give everybody as simple ideas as possible, but we also tried to make it when mom or dad is sitting there with the child that they can click on it and they can see an item and say, oh, my mom's cool keychain, I want to add that, to the cart, and away they go. So to keep it real simple, if they want, they can click in, get more details on the item. So again, do we have any questions?
Oh, Kurt, one just popped in here. Hi, Kim, thanks. So Kim writes, all I have to do is send out emails and post to social media to advertise the sale.
Yeah.
Sounds too good. She's also right. Sounds too easy.
It really is. Like I mentioned, to start this whole program, literally all we're asking, all a volunteer needs is one person to literally be responsible to send out those emails and and post to social media. Now, to be quite frank, that shouldn't be underestimated either, because literally if you don't get the word out, no one's going to know it's there. The other thing, and it'll be included in the parent letter that I forgot, but someone had already mentioned it, what they said is can I share this link with my sister who lives 2 states away, because I was telling her about this. She was obviously a chairperson. And I said, absolutely. I said, so on the parent letter, it's basically going to say that if you have any family or friends that you'd like to share the link with to support your school, you'll make 10%, you'll make the profit on any sales that if your families want to share that link out with anyone. So again, when you post it to social media, it doesn't matter if someone outside of your school or outside of your area, they're all more than willing or able to shop. Again, if you get back to holidayshop.org, which is our homepage, you'll find the 3 safe ways to run a shop. That information's there. If you want to go right to the virtual shop, this goes over again all the details that I mentioned. Everything's in writing, so there's no questions. Our site is up and open. I think I know we are right now the only holiday shop provider in the industry. The only holiday shop provider in the industry that does have their site open. Hang on, we got a question here, but you can't see it, but we can, and it's hard to see. You guys have any idea? Undock it. There we go. Oh, wow.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, guys. We now see other questions that were put under questions and not under chat. So bottom line is we'll hit these real quick.
Does the school's name, dates, message, etc. appear on the virtual site? Is there a way for us to view a school's actual virtual LSS landing page to view at this time?
Yes. Well, yes and no. I mean, bottom line is your school's name will appear on the site. We do not have that piece done. It should be done next week. Again, like I mentioned, there's no one in the industry that even has their site visible. We spent a lot of time and energy making this site extremely robust and secure. But yes, it'll be done and available next week, where you'll be able to see my holidayshop.org / with the school's name landing page on there.
All right. Another question here, Kurt. If a touchless and if we have a touchless and a virtual shop and have it in the middle of November, can you deliver in December?
Yeah, I mean, the touchless shop can actually be run anytime.
Yes.
It can be run all the way through the month of December. Your traditional and your touchless can be run anytime. Your virtual shop has to be ended by, or should be ended by December 6th. So if you wanted those two things to coincide, even though we're asking everybody to run and end their sale in November, if you're doing both programs, you could run your traditional shop the first week of December, basically November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd or 4th, as well as your virtual shop, so that they both basically end on Friday, December 4th, which means that they would coincide and work together.
And just to be clear, on the touchless shop, the merchandise is sent in ahead of time. So you'll have the merchandise there to fill the orders that Ben was talking about earlier in the webinar.
The other question we have here, is there a minimum amount sold on the touchless or traditional sale? Traditionally, yes, there's a $500 minimum, which is what we've always had for our holiday shop, simply to cover the amount of freight that goes in and out. We are still asking that you hit that minimum of $500 on our traditional sale. Basically, though, what we found in the past is that the average student spends $7.50 to $8. So to get to $500, literally, you're talking about 60 to 70 students actually shopping. We're going to be flexible with people. We always are. We've never gone after people in a negative way. But if a sale does under $500, to be quite honest, we're losing money. So we're asking the schools to please try to still hit that 500 if we're sending merchandise in. But on the other hand, conversely, if you're running a virtual sale, you could do $25 in sales, and there's no minimum, there's no penalty. You're going to make your 10% because we don't have that expense of shipping product in and out of a school, servicing a reorder. Does everything have to be done by December 1st? Well, it's a great question again, Mary. Yes and no. I mean, we're asking the sales to be done by November 30th, but as you can see by what we even tell the parents on the site, we're guaranteeing all the deliveries. If they have their order in by December 6th, we guarantee Christmas delivery. Again, anyone that's not being conservative in our industry is going to have problems because, again, if all these sales came in and we said, everybody run your sale like that first week of December and try to get them in under the December 6th deadline, we don't want to fail. We won't fail. I mean, failure is never an option for us. We never have. We've always had product guarantees. We've had, IOU guarantees of $5 to hit before the holidays, or we'll give the child, guarantee it with a $5 guarantee. We've never had to pay on anything like that. We're just trying to be conservative in the sense that we want every child to have the opportunity in this awkward, interesting year that we're in. So yes, we're asking the sales to kind of end by November 30th, December 1. We're leaving it open till the 6th, but to be honest too, if a family came in after and ordered on the 7th or 8th, we're going to pack it up, get it out right away. But we just at a certain point can't guarantee that UPS and Postal are going to do their job and get that there.
And Mary, keep in mind too, Kurt is just referring to the virtual shop there. The standard or traditional and the touchless shops, those will run in December, as usual.
And one more question, our last question that we see here is, when sharing the virtual link with out-of-town relatives, does the merchandise ship to them or students' home? No, and is it still the $6.95 flat shipping? Yeah, no, literally. I mean, we're in Pennsylvania, and if a school in Pennsylvania shared a link with a family member in California, if they spend $35, they get free freight. If they spend under $35, it's a flat shipping rate of $6.95, and literally all those orders, none of the orders are, well, I shouldn't say it. Anyone who places an order is going to dictate where that order goes. So every family member or person that shops at checkout is going to tell us where they want the order shipped. So yes, it's going to ship directly to the out-of-town family relative. If they have a cousin who lives, 2 states away and finds out about this and wants to participate. That is all the questions as of now, but again, we are here for you. Go ahead, Steve.
You scrolled up, sorry, but there are more questions popping in.
Yeah, no, that's, I'm just scrolling up and down in our questions here, and that basically answers all of them. Again, please feel free to contact us. We have info@gntinc.com. That email actually goes to Steve, Ben, and I. All 3 of us will see that. There's a local number that you can dial in on, or you can dial our 800 number of 1-800-468-7511. Feel free to ask for Kurt, Steve, or Ben at any time. And we hope that this answered all your questions today regarding the holiday shop. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you.